start by making a new project, naming it Basics, making sure it's in Python, and creating. Let's start by commenting one thing on our code. Our drive motors, for me they're A and E. Check yours because they're going to be needed shortly. To find your drive motor ports, follow the cord to the port. Mine is left A and right E. Alright, now once you have that, go back into your code, go to the new line and write wheels equals motor pair AE. You can have the first part, wheels, be anything else, but make sure you change the rest of the program to match that. The reason we have to write this is so we can define what motors we're using as the driving wheel pair, because if you're using the robot to just move without saying what or how it's going to be moving, it's not going to do anything. So make sure that the A is your left motor and the E is your right motor. If it's not in your actual robot, change the letters to be their actual ports. Alright, now we're going to do a simple program after telling the robot that we defined its motors. We're going to skip a few lines and then just do wheels.start and then set the speed equal to 20 like this. Now just go ahead and download this and test it on your own. Now for some further programming, Python allows you to set in some waits and stops, like this. Before we test it though, I'm going to add in another motor where we put the wheels. Arm equals motor C. Then we'll modify the existing code so that the robot runs for 1 second, the arm moves, then the robot stops 1 second later, or half a second later, like this. And once you have that, you can test that. Now finally, steering control. This time, instead of a start function, we'll be using the move function like this. First, we'll set up the default speed like this. Then we'll do the move, make sure that you have the rotations and quotes, all the commas, everything laid out properly. So I'm going to do a right turn, a left turn, and then a straightforward movement. Now you can test this and see how it works. Now, a few things to make sure you can get the basics down. Over here you'll find the libraries for most of the functions you'll want to use in Python. This includes stuff like the motor pairs, which you would use for wheels, the motor or single motor, which you would use for arm, color sensors, which we'll be using later on, distance sensor, all sorts of other things. It also includes some things on errors as well. So if you ever get lost in something in programming and don't have access to a mentor, you can always just look through here and try and find out what's going on. If your robot is connected to the computer, over here you'll find any errors that pop up. It'll show you the line and the error, which you can go to the library and check it, as in check what the error means. Over here you can save your program in different numbers, and you can also download it without having to click play on the computer. Instead you play on the robot. Over here on the top left is where you connect your hub if you have the robot with you. You would also find the measurements for sensors on here too. Also, make sure you comment your code, that way in case something goes wrong you know what the code is supposed to be doing, so that you can fix it, and so other people can look over it and help you out. And that's all for the basics of Python. If you want to do something else that you don't know how to do, specifically with the arm or the wheels, just look at single motors and motor pair in the libraries. That is all.